So I hear there's actually an episode of Justified, a TV show that talks about Drew Thornton's 1985 jump to his death with all that cocaine from Lexington. So Drew Thornton of Lexington jumped out of a plane, and Justified, I hear, is a TV show that's had fictionalized the account, but had showed that started the show off. I think fourth season, the first show, is when they show that scene. So there's also the Harlan County Sheriff. He's got his own reality TV show called Kentucky Justice. Great fucking name, reality TV show by the National Geographic. And this guy's just incorrigible and probably intolerable. He sounds more of a fucking totalitarian fucking Nazi, but the judge executive give him more of a fight than Jackson County did. Okay, so you got Marvin Lipford. Okay, so Marvin Lipford is the sheriff of Harlan County, and he's got a $1 million budget, right? So $1 million fucking dollars, and then he had to take that down to $900,000. Harlan County is a really poor county. It's a coal county, but it's really poor. A lot of businesses going out of businesses. You know, stores are closing, and there's pawn shops and shit, but there's really not much going on in Harlan County. We got a Walmart, right? So that means that for every job Walmart employed, there's 2 jobs in the hometown that's being destroyed. And so, you know, you just have basically poverty, high levels of poverty, and lots of pollution. But anyways, it's Marvin Lipford. He's got $1 million budget. He's supposed to get a less of $900,000. So he's like, oh shit, I gotta. He's already laid off 4 fucking deputies. But this was after he arrested the judge executive. So just like in Jackson County, when you got Denny Payman, who had arrested William O. Smith, the judge executive, that's identical to the arrest that Marvin Lipford, the sheriff of Harlan County, did to Joe Greasop. It also wasn't indicted. It was a district warrant. So again, the exact same fucking thing. A district warrant. So actually, I don't know if he got a warrant. If Denny Payman actually got a fucking warrant or not. So this actually happened last year too. So this has just happened last year. So he might have got the idea from the Harlan County, Jackson County, Harlan County. They're like right next door to each other. And so National Geographic actually sent 1 crew to Harlan County, a film crew, but he says that film crew just wanted to go to the bad areas, and so he said, no, they're not really gelling well with us. You know, he wanted to have a fucking crew that's sort of embedded reporters, right, to have show the good side of them. He didn't want fucking independent journalists, so National Geographic sent another crew, and so now they're having Kentucky Justice, right? And they actually compared it to Justified, and they said it's not like Justified. You know, this is Kentucky. We're good old boys here, a bunch of laid-back hillbillies, just good fucking old folk here. And so, he has $1 million budget. Fucking sheriff's got a huge-ass fucking budget in Harlan County, in poverty-stricken Harlan County. He had to make 4 layoffs since July 2013, which is a month after he had arrested the judge executive. So I guess when you arrest the judge executive, they start cutting your budget back a little bit, right? In Jackson County, they cut his complete budget out from under him, give him no money, and basically he's just a lone sheriff, right? Just a fucking cowboy in Jackson County. And hopefully, if he keeps it together, I think he's got a shot at winning. I think that's a really good fucking political move, and it's all politics, right? Politics is life. That's how life works. But it's actually harder to take down someone in a position of power. So really, you sort of have to play politics if you're going to take somebody, you know, a big fucking public official down. You have to kind of talk to the media and kind of get other people on board with that, because it's not going to be an easy fight. So several cases throughout Kentucky history. So this case is amazing. I think the Harlan County case like most compares to the case that we're seeing now. There's some other ones. Let's see. Floyd County Sheriff, he got arrested for a DUI. So if you're driving drunk, you're going to get arrested. He was arrested in Powell County, so in a whole other county. He completely lied, said that he was swerving. I was on the phone, that's why I was swerving. And he wouldn't take a field sobriety test because of a medical condition, but he did give a breathalyzer test. And then that's what got him. Then he had a $2,500 bond. So he had to fucking bond out $2,500. I think that William O. Smith was released on his own recognizance, so at least there was no bond. You know, he's the fucking sheriff. They're going to put a $2,500 bond on a sheriff? Like, that's incredible. Blackburn at the time was the president of the Kentucky Sheriff Association. So this guy, this is last year, March 18, 2013. So Floyd County Sheriff, the fucking sheriff of sheriffs in Kentucky, got arrested for a DUI. So #1 state for binge drinking, right? Alcohol, Bourbon County come out of Bourbon come out of Bourbon County, and then moonshiners have been with us forever. So John K. Blackburn, 62, of Prestonsburg, about 8:15. He got arrested, booked in at 9 p.m., then released on Monday morning. So he went in Sunday night, come out Monday morning. So he spent the night in jail. According to the incident report from the Stanton Police Department, Blackburn's SUV was pulled over near the 25-mile marker on the Mountain Parkway after an officer says he observed the SUV nearly hitting the guard and crossing the center line several times. Yeah. So he had been Floyd County Sheriff since 1998. So this motherfucker's been sheriff for 16 fucking years and going around driving drunk. Going to the fucking casino. That's what he's doing with taxpayer money, right? And we're giving him $50,000 or so every year. They give him, maybe $1 million, $3 million budgets or whatever, and then they go around. This is how they spend our fucking money. If they make bad choices in life, doesn't character matter? Isn't that what a lot of these conservatives said with Bill Clinton? Character matters. So if you're driving drunk on taxpayer dime, you're probably not making good choice for the community, right? You should be a paragon of an example, the ideal man. If you want to get into public politics, you have presidents in I'll say Bolivia or Guatemala or something, but they give away their fucking Uruguay. He gives away his fucking like 80% of the income back to the community. He gives it back to the people because he's a people's champion, right? So there's a sheriff that faces federal charges, Barron County. So this isn't Eastern Kentucky. I think this is Western Kentucky. Barron County, I could just quickly check it out. Where the fuck is Barron County in proportion to other shit around the county, around the state? There's 120 counties, right? In Barron County, that's, I think it's named after the Barons. So it's named after a geological. It's not named after a person. It's like one of the few things not named after a person. Yeah, south, sort of western, south central Kentucky, right on the border. It seems like barely one little line might be fucking touching Tennessee, or it could be completely enclosed. So, that's Barron County. Its county seat is Glasgow, Kentucky, so that's where, that journalist, Diana something, Diane Sawyer comes out of Glasgow, Kentucky. So Diane Sawyer's a badass, right? So the sheriff faces federal charges. He's from Barron County. Wednesday he will be able to continue working the job he was elected to do just hours after he and 4 other county law enforcement officers were indicted on federal civil rights violations, accusing them of beating a handcuffed man intended to conceal the incidents. So, don't beat up a handcuffed man. That'll get you fucking arrested, right, if you're a sheriff. But it's a federal civil rights violation, so I don't know if these are the feds that's pushing this, the state. A federal grand jury in Bowling Green. So I don't know who's pushing the federal grand jury, the FBI, the feds, that's the president, right? So that's Barack Obama. He's in Bowling Green on Wednesday indicted Eaton on 2 counts of deprivation of rights under color of law, 1 count of witness tampering, 1 count of falsification of a document, and 1 count of giving a false statement to federal investigators. So he's lying about it. He beat up a handcuffed man, lying about it. Listed on the indictment as co-defendants in the case are sheriff's deputies Aaron Adam Bennett, Danny Bobby McCown, Joseph Adam Gene Minor, and Barron. Edmonson County Drug Task Force Detective Eric Dwayne Guffey, who is also employed by the Sheriff's Office. The charges are the result of federal investigation into a law enforcement officer's actions during an arrest outside a Glasgow church in February 2010. Bennett, McGowan, Minor, and Guffey were all indicted on 1 count each of deprivation of rights under color of law. Bennett, McGowan, and Minor were also indicted on 1 count of providing a false statement to federal investigators. Guffey was indicted on 2 counts of providing a false statement to So, okay. So he's lying about it. So there's a cover-up, there's a crime, and then there's a cover-up, right? So don't do that. That's happening in Barron County. That's one reason that the sheriff got arrested there. driving drunk gets you arrested, beating up your girlfriend that gets you arrested by the Kentucky State Police. Here's 4 Kentucky sheriffs who actually are getting in 1990, so it's a little dated, but it's a fascinating story because the sheriffs of 4 counties in eastern Kentucky were arrested Thursday on charges that they took money to provide protection for drug traffickers passing cocaine through the state. So the FBI pretended they were fucking cocaine smugglers and they needed fucking protection from the sheriff's office. So it was really elaborate, man, really fucking elaborate. It almost seems as if, you know, how easy would it have been for fucking Drew Thornton to go from practicing being, you know, a fucking cocaine smuggler to actually being a fucking cocaine smuggler. They had 250 pounds of cocaine on them. And so the FBI set up the sting operation last year with 2 agents acting as Chicago businessmen interested in shipping cocaine. At one point, cocaine packages were airdropped onto a farm owned by one of the officers, authorities say. So they dropped the fucking thing into the fucking sheriff's their fucking land. What this particular situation does reflect is the absolute corrupting influence of drugs, says U.S. Attorney Louis DeFlazy. As far as law enforcement officials, this is the largest case that we can recall. The sheriffs and 2 other officers were charged in a 42-count indictment that accused them of conspiracy, drug distribution, and protecting other drug traffickers. 40 FBI agents fanned out through the contiguous counties of Breathitt County, Lee County, Owsley County, and Wolfe County to make the arrest Thursday. So this is just like when they arrested somebody else with like, oh yeah, the Operation Bobtrot in 1992. There was just like 30 FBI agents just fucking took to the floor of the legislature, passing out subpoenas and shit, and giving people phone number for whistleblowers. So basically scaring the shit out of all these legislators. And 40 FBI agents went through the counties of Breathitt, Lee, Owsley, and Wolfe County. Owsley, the fucking Mississippi of Kentucky. That and Clay County, they're battling now. They're right. They're kind of like 2 fucking, like in the Born on the 4th of July, the 2 on wheelchairs sitting there fighting each other for like they're only got each other, but they're sitting there like attacking each other and shit. Wolfe County, Breathitt County, Lee County, all these have poverty problems too. Eastern Kentucky, right? So they're part of the sort of the poorest fucking area in all of Kentucky. There's like a whole fucking Appalachia poverty zone. So yeah, so the sheriff, let's see, detained were Lee County Sheriff Johnny Mann, 39, Breathitt County Sheriff Dean Spencer, 46, Wolfe County Sheriff Lester Drake, 51, and Owsley County Sheriff Billy McIntosh, 57. Also, Beattyville Police Chief Omer No and Wolfe County Deputy Wilson Stone. At a hearing before a federal magistrate, 5 of the men were released on bond. Mann was denied bond after an undercover agent testified he had promised during the year-long sting to kill anyone who set him up. According to the indictment, agents first met with Mann in Lee County. He allegedly introduced him to the other local law officers. From August 1989 until this month, the agents paid officers more than $85,000. The money was in exchange for protecting the agents' fake cocaine and marijuana smuggling distribution business from police detection and other interference. Indictment said the FBI guy said the cocaine was totaled almost 250 pounds. So that's like fucking, that's millions of dollars. That's like fucking, goddamn, $75 million worth of cocaine. I mean, that was more. That's like 5 times that amount. So 5 times fucking $75 million. But it was never distributed for sale to the public. So, you know, the FBI did say, you know, they didn't actually sell the stuff. The initial conspiracy and extortion counts carry a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison, $250,000 fine, or both. Drug counts that carry a minimum prison term of 10 years to life and a fine of $4 million. So that was under George H.W. Bush or George Herbert Walker. The first one, the first fucking Bush, Daddy Bush. So you had FBI agents there, and then 92, so that was like either Daddy Bush or Clinton, so I'm not sure who had the FBI agents under their fucking control then. So I'm not actually going to get, I guess I'm going to wait till the last one, but there's going to be, I'm going to analyze the Harlan County Sheriff's arresting of the Judge Executive one to the Jackson County's arrest, because I think the similarities are incredible, and I want to see how their story pans out, what happens at the end of the Harlan County fucking debacle. We know that the sheriff arrested Judge Executive, right, which is automatically a good look for sheriff, bad look for the fucking county attorney. The county attorney like locked himself in the fucking door, and then he picked a lock. So are you allowed to pick a lock, or is there a right to privacy? And he says, I don't recognize your authority. So he was basically, you know, given a fight the Harlan County guy, but now you have the sheriff, Marvin Lipford, who's got his own fucking TV show, Kentucky Justice. So he's going around with a fucking reality TV show, basically saying, hey, look, I'm badass fucking Bob. And he tries, you know, good old boys, make it seem like it's quiet and calm and collective and shit. But every once in a while, he'll probably fucking kick a door in or some shit, right? Gotta show off somewhat for the fucking cameras. They ain't getting paid. It's just the fame and glory that they wanted. That's why he invited them there.